The Kingmaker. Why do you think thin and peaceful situations occurred? Was it solved, or how could it be solved?
I do believe that non-peaceful situation occurred because of the government management. The presidency time during Marcos was rigorous. He was president for 20 years. The Philippines was under martial law during his time. Means he has the military control to dictate. Mhm. There was a lot of absence of peace, corrupt, protest, murdering, and so on during Marcos' time. I think it was solved because of the Aquinos. The time that Aquinos was seated as the president, the Marcos presidency was over.
How did the film you've watched change your perspective about the topic? What necessary personal change will you make in your behavior?
My perspective about this topic has changed because of what I've watched and heard from the Marcos. They have answered some of the race issue or some matters that the people are all protesting for. It became clearer to me because I've also read the statements of the people during the martial law era. It saddens me to know how wealthy they are while we, the people of the Philippines, are still experiencing and suffering poverty and still not being treated the way we should be. I think the personal change that I can make in my behavior is that to properly behave and to spread awareness about what I watch. It is right and just to educate people about this matter because we are all affected by this family. Even though we're not yet alive during that time, we are still suffering from their wrongdoings to our country and the people of the Philippines.
Why is resolving the conflict important to the society and its institutions?
I think resolving the conflict is important because it is for us in our country and for us to live a better life and for us not to experience corruption again.
As a student, being educated about the matters discussed in the film is important. Why?
As a student, all I know is minor details regarding the life of Imelda Marcos. But after I watched the film, I learned on how she transformed herself from being a Miss Manila to become a First Lady of the Philippines. On the process, I must say that there's still a lot of conspiracies regarding to this matter that's still facing nowadays that needs to be answered, that help us to be enlightened. Most importantly, I learned that we need to become wise on choosing who are we going to vote so we don't experience the same historic event that happened in the past.
What is your final stand on the film you've watched?
I don't think people should vote BBM or Bongbong Marcos. They said they want to bring back the Marcoses and politics because Ferdinand Marcos lead the Philippines well back then. A lot of people don't know, like me, that doesn't know any corruption or how much money Marcos has stole from us. But still, I don't want BBM to win this year's election. Good thing that they didn't vote BBM last election, but I think they should regret that they vote Duterte. I think that they should vote Joe Fredo in this year's election because I can see the things she did, that she did a lot of good things to our country. Unlike BBM, he will only appear if the election is near.
While watching the film, it's actually reminiscing the details that I learned from books when I was in elementary. And some of the details is now contradicting and enlighten me on the process. So I think I am more aware now on what's going on about this matter. So I must say that Marcoses are the real innocent in the story because of how they act, even though there's a lot of controversies about them. They still remain silent and not talk back to the government. That's why I stand Marcoses.
After watching the film, I want to spread awareness about it and educate them about this topic because every one of us are affected by their family and we shouldn't let their family rule us again.